What is going on, guys? So today we're back with another Pokemon Masters video, and yeah, I know I'm late, but I do want to actually talk to you guys about what was data mined in this new version that we got. So last night around 1 a.m. when the day reset, we did end up getting a new version pushed to the Play Store, which does end up meaning we get a ton of data mine stuff. And this pretty much looks like the standard home screen, but you'll actually notice there's a little button down here in the bottom right above your missions that actually go over bingo. So in bingo, which I may actually do like a full video on, but I don't really think it may need it. So we're gonna do this weekly bingo thing here. As you can see, throughout the day I actually completed a bingo square. So basically it marks that one for me. What happens is as you do these challenges that you can click on here, you see, you basically get the tile marked off. And once you complete an entire bingo board, you'll see here, you actually get bingo 8 different ways. 1, 2, 3, that's a bingo. 1, 2, 3, that's a bingo. So you can imagine, you know, 1, 2, 3 times, 1, 2, 3 times, right? And then you actually can get it diagonally. So it's 6 times plus 2, 8 times. You guys know math. Either way though, basically after you do that, it's called a blackout. That means you blacked out the board and you get usually some big reward. As you can see up here at the top, it does give you 3,000 gems just for playing. Okay, that's pretty big. That's actually a really nice addition. I personally myself didn't have to do anything for the beginner bingo. All these missions were already cleared. I'm assuming they have to do with story missions or like this one says evolve the Pokemon. Basic things that of course we've already done if we've been playing for a little bit. So that's a free 3,000 gems. But if you go into intermediate, there are some things that are a little bit more difficult, but also I didn't have to do anything here. All that stuff had been done. And then the advanced, all this stuff had been done. So now the only thing I have left to do is, as you can see, this one right here, which is the EX challenges, which unfortunately I have not yet recorded, but I plan to do so very soon. So when I do that, I will actually get that, and I get 5 elite gym notes, elite 4 notes, that's what they're called, don't judge. Other than that, yeah, there was actually some pretty big stuff data mined. So that was a small break in case you clicked on this video not knowing that there were going to be spoilers in this, but I do want to address that there are going to be some pretty big spoilers from the rest of this point on in the video. So now's your chance to click away if you're not into that, but if you are, here we go. I myself have downloaded a ton of the KTX files that are basically images. They're just in some awkward format. And then the data miners basically convert them to PNG images so that we can view them basically in standard web apps. So we're just going to kind of flip through a few of these. Of course, there are going to be some new ones. We'll get to those. As you can see, we do have Glacia and Glalie for some reason. These hexagonal icons, I was actually going to see if you guys could pinpoint what exactly these are for. I'm trying to think, and I've been thinking about this all day, and I've been playing for several points throughout the day, but I seriously can't think of a single time that I've seen a hexagonal icon that would warrant Glalie in it. So I'm trying to think, can you guys possibly come up with where this is going to be? As you can see, we do have Chris and Totodile, and there's Totodile again. Brennan and Trico, Caitlin and Reuniclus, there's also Reuniclus, Phoebe and Dusclops, Lisa and Zebstrika, Lyra and Chikorita, Hilbert and Oshawott, Hilda and Tepig. Oh, that's new. So yeah, the Eevee, oddly enough, is going to be added into the game. But it's got an odd trainer, which we'll have to get to in a second. There's Blue and Pidgeot, Olivia and Lycanroc, Lance and Dragonite, which is going to be new, but we already knew they were coming, so we can't really speak too much on them just yet. But we do have confirmation that their files are in the game. If I'm not mistaken, movesets have already been data mined, but I currently don't have them, so I personally will not talk about them in this video. I do plan on doing limelights where basically I go super in depth on their moves and stuff like that and try to, you know, take a look at them objectively in that sense, but we will do that at a later date. So you can see Lance and Dragonite, of course this hexagonal picture of Dragonite. Cynthia and Garchomp, which of course we knew were coming, and I can say that based on the data mine, I personally haven't seen the file, keep this in mind, but from what I have been reading, Garchomp is not an evolution Pokemon, meaning we're not going to get Gible, Gabite, and then Garchomp. Cynthia is just going to have Garchomp, and we're basically gonna have Garchomp to play with, but the big piece is that it is gonna Mega Evolve, based on what I've been reading. I don't know if that's 100% confirmed yet, but just that's what I've been reading. So there you see we do have Garchomp also in that picture. This is the big one though. We do have Ethan with Cyndaquil, which is very interesting. Apparently, all Pokemon that can evolve, if I'm not mistaken, that are currently in the game, do have some ties to an evolution in some ways. It's just maybe they aren't active in the game, like Meditite into Medicham. Something like that is in the code, like ready to be turned on, but just isn't for some things. And I think from what the data miners pulled is they can see that Cyndaquil will eventually evolve. They just can't tell if it's going to be an immediate evolution or not. So we may end up getting Cyndaquil, Quilava, and Typhlosion, but maybe not. And they may end up doing it kind of like they did Torchic for the protagonist. We will just kind of have to see. But very cool, Ethan and Cyndaquil, very nice. There you can see Cyndaquil again. So then we have this picture, which is, I think it's just an updated picture of the banner. I'm not sure. Grimsley and Liepard. Okay, so this is actually classified as Hero Mindscape. So that's kind of an awkward name, but hold that thought for a second. If we go look at the next one that we have, this one is called Leaf Mindscape, which I guess that kind of gives away some important news that I was holding on to. This is basically the background that you're going to see whenever a trainer fires off a sync move. So this is actually going to be like way in the background that you'll see right at the beginning of that animation, which kind of gives away who this big reveal is. But this one is kind of odd, which hold on to this because this doesn't tie to a trainer. We'll get to that in a minute. So this one ties to Leaf. Then we have this one, which is Sharona, which if I'm not mistaken is the Japanese translation for Cynthia. And then this one here is Wataru, which is going to be for Lance, and forgive my pronunciation there. And then we do have this last one here. This one should be for Hibiki, which is Ethan. So you can actually see we do have like different backgrounds for each one, but that also raises the question, what Leaf is in the game? Yeah, and who does this go to? As you can see, Wataru is actually going to be Lance. You can see we do have a few pictures of his model here, a couple of different poses, and then we do have his emotes, which are pretty cool. We also do have Hibiki, which is Ethan, of course, and we do have, or Gold. I've seen some people call him Gold. Either way, whatever you want to call him. We do have a couple of different positions here, and his emotes are in as well, so that's kind of cool. And we do have Leaf. So yes, Leaf is actually in the game. I know Green Guy on Twitter is literally just, he's probably not even responding to tweets because he is literally over there just getting it done. So Leaf, yes, Leaf will have Eevee. From what I've seen about the moves, which I don't have confirmation on yet, which is why I don't want to talk about them, I want to at least double check my sources. Looks like it's going to be a very interesting Pokemon. It's going to be a very interesting kit, so I'm kind of excited to talk about that, but let me get my facts straight before we do that. And then last but not least, we do have Cynthia. As you can see, a couple of poses, just like the other ones, and then her emotes. I really dislike this emote in particular. Whatever it is that she's got in her hair kind of makes it look like she's a goat or a lamb. Okay, if Cynthia is your waifu, I'm sorry I defiled her. But you probably defile her way worse. So, that actually begs the question, what does this background go to? We know that it's going to go to a sync pair who uses a sync move, but we have no trainer for it. I don't know for certain, this is pure speculation, but based on the other things that were data mined, which we don't have any images of yet, Solgaleo is actually going to be coming to the game, which they obviously announced not too long ago, but they never told us who was going to be kind of like at the helm of controlling Solgaleo. And funny enough, it was found out through the data mine that we, the protagonist, are actually going to have Solgaleo, which actually sounds really cool because if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Lily in the anime at some point like have a Cosmog and all that stuff? Like, I think it would actually be a really cool setup if she had a Cosmog that you could eventually evolve into Lunala. Like, maybe that's the way they go with it. I don't know. It could be, it could not be. Either way though, I'm pretty sure that that's what this is actually setting up for, is this is going to be the picture in the back of Solgaleo's sync move as soon as you fire it off. And it makes a lot of sense that it's not got a trainer name. If you look at it, it just says Hero. So that kind of like makes it a little bit better rooted in my theory, for me at least, but let me know what you guys think, if that you just think that's completely wrong. Last but not least, there were a couple of EX challenges. Claire was data mined, Hal and Janine were also data mined, so that's actually kind of cool because that does mean that we would get some new 2-star gear. Claire is going to actually help us with the Dragonite. It's going to boost up Dragonite pretty good. Hal is actually going to give us ground gear, which actually helps Garchomp a lot. And then Janine giving fire gear. I guess that's supposed to be for Ethan, because he has Cyndaquil, maybe. Either way though, that's pretty much all I got from the data mine. I know there's probably a ton of small, tiny little bits of things, but basically I just kind of wanted to highlight the big stuff that was coming. And there are a ton of small little changes, like Bingo is a pretty big addition. You can now battle again in co-op. If you actually go to training area, the super courses, you can only do them once now, which I know that sounds horrible, but they've basically tripled the rewards. So it's basically roughly the same payout, but it kind of does help with replay tickets, because now the replay tickets are 3 times as effective as they were last time based on the rewards that you get. So that's kind of cool. But anyways, that's pretty much the big stuff. That's all I kind of wanted to talk about. The only thing we really need to do is go into the shop, and we're going to do some sync pair scouting. So I was actually really scared that I wasn't going to have a ton of gems for Cynthia and Lance, but I think after this bingo stuff has happened, I feel pretty secure that I've got a pretty big chunk of change here. So I'm going to stay light. I am just going to go on the daily discounts. We're just going to do one of each because I don't plan on doing any other videos today. So let's go ahead and hit this. Of course, out of this banner, we only need Hilda and Tepig, and it would be amazing to have them right now. But, you know, Christmas spirit, it's nice if we get them. It's okay if we don't. No big deal. We'll try to get them later. No big antenna, so just 3-star antenna for now. But what do the doors say? Just 3-star doors, so we do have a Roxanne. Now for the Seibold banner, let's see what we get. Out of this banner, I just actually need Seibold. So if we can pull Seibold, I would actually be really happy. Not looking too hot so far. Let's see what we get though. Any decent antenna? Ooh, it is a 4-star antenna. That could mean good things. What kind of doors? Give us the good doors, man. It is only 4-star doors, so it's all good. Lorelei, that's okay. We do need more of those 4-star power-ups though, so I'll take it. Anyways, that is actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Thanks so much for watching. As always, if you want to join the Discord, it is linked down in the description below. Also down there is the link to Patreon and how to become a member here on YouTube if that's your thing. But until our next video, which will honestly be in just a few hours based on when you watch this, because we have daily videos anyways, I will catch you in the next one. And scene. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember that if you like to like videos, you could do that, but if you don't, you could be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what you have to say down in the comments below about the video. I do highly appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to support me in any way, there are several links down in the description for Patreon, joining the community here on YouTube, or even just directly PayPal if that's your thing. I greatly appreciate everyone's name that's on screen, as you guys have showed some sort of support outside of just viewing the videos, and I thank you guys. You don't understand from the bottom of my heart. So until our next video, guys, I will catch you then.